Welcome to another Faith Note for today. When it comes to the church, our duties are quite clear. In 1 Thessalonians it says, "Therefore encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing." From Romans 14 it says, "So then let us aim for harmony in the church and try to build each other up." On a flight to Phoenix several years ago, there was a mechanical failure. It was a malfunction of some type. I knew there was something wrong when we flew past the control tower twice during our landing approach. After the second flyby, the captain announced there was a problem with the landing gear. He thought everything was locked into place, but a sensor light suggested otherwise. We were fortunate to have a maintenance instructor familiar with this particular aircraft sitting just a few seats from me. He knew what to check and to see if the problem was real or if it was just the light. As we made a third pass by the control tower, the instructor physically crawled into the wing and checked the landing gear in question. As you might imagine, there were all kinds of responses to the captain's announcement. I'm sure that some people panicked. Some people became silent. I know at least one person who prayed. Everyone remained in their seat, waiting for instructions on what would come next. The captain eventually announced the plane appeared to be safe and he would be landing on the next approach. He also cautioned us that emergency vehicles would be standing by, just in case. As the plane touched down, fire trucks and other emergency vehicles lined the runway on both sides. They followed behind us the length of the runway and into the area where the plane taxied to a stop. We were far from the runway. We were far from other planes and the terminal building, again, just in case. Everything happened and to turn out okay. As the plane powered down, there was a sigh of relief as passengers applauded the plane's safe landing. Amid the crisis, everyone seemed to pull together. There was no dissension, there was no division, there was no overt panic. We shared a unified hope for a safe landing. It was a great story because it has a great ending. As the pandemic stretches out into another week, the unity and the collective fear of what might happen is starting to wane. As we welcome the return of the pre-pandemic world that we so want to embrace, the signs of frustration begin to pop up all around us. I find it odd that we can pull together in times of crisis and danger, but struggle to overcome everyday challenges. If a crisis can pull us together temporarily, why can't we come together to work through the differences that divide us on a daily basis? We've proven that we can adapt and deal with the unusual when we are thrown into crisis. The challenge comes in determining and working through pre-pandemic walls and barriers. Can we be as willing, as patient, and as diligent to work through those problems as we have the last 2 months? Thank you for watching another Faith Note for today. I close with words from the Apostle Paul. All things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. Don't be concerned for your own good, but for the good of others. Amen.